Right, guys, so Stranger Man in my area. Now I don't live near the Stranger Man anymore. I've moved away, thank God. These kind of passive aggressive people drive me insane. There's far too many of them. You're like, is this people, is this person, does he hate me or does he not hate me? I can't really tell. I think there's a lot of people in that area and that kind of pissed me off. Now, first of all, I didn't think the Stranger Man had anything against me. My first experience of the Stranger Man was when I was just walking down the road, minding my own business. Normally what the Stranger Man does is he owns a greyhound called Phoebe, which is a bit strange. When he's walking Phoebe, when he gets near his house, he lets Phoebe off the lead, and Phoebe's a greyhound, so he or she can run it very fast. And there were a couple of times when Phoebe sprinted up to me, and the stranger man in my area ran over and started screaming, "Phoebe! Phoebe, get back here!" And he was causing a scene. I was like, Jesus, what do you do to that dog when no one's looking? And I was like, fucking Egypt. And I'm like, why let the bloody dog off a lead if you're gonna go crazy when he runs up to something? Like dogs do that. And I was like, Jesus, what is wrong with this guy? And I remember one time I was walking past him on the street and he was walking his greyhound Phoebe, and he saw me walking down. He's like looking away, and I was like, gee, what is this guy's problem? I actually felt like slapping him across the face. I was like, that's a bit weird, you know. I don't expect you to say hello to me when you walk past me on the streets. It's not a friendly area, but to be that snobby is a bit over the top, I think. I made eye contact with him a couple of times. He gave me very angry looks, and I mentioned the fact that when I shaved my head, he started being he started smiling at me and idolizing me until he saw me out running that one day. Because he didn't recognize me because I had my head shaved, and one day I was out running, he ran out of his house and started staring at me as if he saw a ghost. He was like, and I knew then at that point that he hated me for being a distance runner. Okay. But the thing is, the backstory of this guy, okay? I noticed he's kind of old, but he's not like very old. Like he doesn't look old enough to be retired yet. If you know what I mean, and or maybe he is. I don't know. I really don't know. So this guy, what does he do? You see him outside a lot. We're doing construction work on his front garden, and stuff like that, and on his house. And looking back, I think maybe he wanted to work in construction. He got a job in construction, but he couldn't handle it because in construction people tend to be quite aggressive. Like I remember I worked on a construction site for a week and I got fired. Like I remember I wasn't doing the job well enough for this guy's liking, the supervisor's liking. So he started screaming and kicking the wall, and I was like, Jesus! I actually found it entertaining. I was like, if you break your toe, I'll be laughing, bro. But this guy, I think he's very sensitive and weak, so he couldn't handle that. So he didn't work a job. He decided to just work on his own, not work with a group, if you know what I mean. He must have got money inherited or something, so he could own that house. Maybe he worked a job in the past. Maybe his parents died and gave him an inheritance. Because just get the idea that he was unemployed because you'd see him outside doing construction work so much. And so this guy, you know, um, he was I think there's times where he isn't, if he's not able to fix a problem, he eventually gives in and just calls construction workers to do it for him. I was walking up the road before and I saw him talking to construction workers, and he seemed to be very submissive, like he was almost like afraid of them. They asked him a question, he was like, yeah, and yeah. So I think he's probably afraid of construction workers because of his past experiences. So yeah, I think he's a bit of a weak man. He's far too weak to tell me why he hated me for being a distance runner. If you know what I mean. You know, um, so yeah, sometimes when you're weak, you get punished. He doesn't have any friends. If you know what I mean. So if he actually got a job working construction and just got a thicker skin and just been able to handle the shouting and the aggression that you get on a construction site, maybe he'd have a more fulfilling life.